say one way or another.
Please, Joe. How long have we known each other? We even used to... Welcome, sir. Please, take a...
I am Dr. Reed. I would...
Doctor? Interest?
Have you heard of a nurse?
Nurse Crane. So the bitch really is a nurse, then?
Yes, she's a nurse. And quite a good one. What did she do to gain such notoriety?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
As a merchant, you...
What you mean besides the epidemic?
Violent.
Yeah,
Where did this
in
happen?
the closed workshop.
Have you been hurt?
No, but that's only with
How is...
business.
I see.
It's no secret.
Right then.
I know it's hard to believe, but this...
Excuse me, sir.
Another journal.
I'm not a
A
joke.
doctor, yes.
Really?
I'm Joe Peterson's son,
Have you heard of a nurse?
Dorothy Crane. Yeah.
Could you please tell...
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants.
How did you become the local bully?
There's no pride in roughing up poor
A
boys.
job?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty work.
You survive at any cost, even at the...
I don't care what you think, sir.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis...
Oh, do you really think
May I
I'll
ask?
do whatever?
According...
Not familiar.
This part of town...
Totally.
Goodbye.
Don't be shy, handsome.
I'm not looking for what you're selling.
All right then, but be quick, though I usually get paid when I open them.
Do you know Nurse...
I don't know her, but
You seem to respect...
Dorothea helps the sick people of Whitechapel.
Christina,
I don't like doctors or
considering your...
If it is going to happen, it will happen.
You can put your own life...
And you think that would work?
Tell me about it.
Are you joking with me? People don't...
I have no interest in your work. I am, however,
Short story.
I always thought...
You know, this money is not only...
Goodbye. Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed.
A scientist? You are...
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane?
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that nurse.
So, you're not exactly...
Nuns should be the...
Why do you hate nurse...
Before coming to London,
What do you mean when you say that...
all scientists are entangled in a world...
Quite a judgmental opinion.
Well, you are seeking...
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes.
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimation.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself.
Really? And what...
We must fight the disease.
What is left?
Cleansing.
Tell me, Tobias. What exactly is your plan?
God will recognize his own.
Purification by fire.
Your lack of faith is predictable.
You're mad.
My son,
Joseph,
Vicar Larrabee,
what do you mean?
all
Quite a...
for you.
Well, what do you... Really? What...
Clint?
Have you in...
No,
You sent him...
as a trip,
Where did you...
I sent Samuel to the...
I have had enough for tonight. Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me then? Okay then. Come on in. I'm Harry, by the way. Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
So, may I ask you a few...
I'm not bothered.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane?
Yes, I know her. She came here to examine me when I was very sick. She said I should go out more.
How do you feel?
I'm fine.
Speaking of...
My father is an idiot.
Forgive my...
Why should I?
I'm sure your father...
That's exactly what my father says.
If life...
I don't go outside.
So that's why...
I'm not afraid of disease.
Your father and Mr. Lewis...
I was young then. I don't remember me.
But you...
Am I not?
Have you tried speak...
I don't go out often.
Goodbye, young...
Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
It's locked, all right.
By many, even the flu.
I cannot enter.
Strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nethercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
It's locked. I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Joe, please, I don't have your money.
There is no protection against malevolence and trickery. You are blinded by your false...
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Christina Popper claims she sells her body because she can't find any other work. Do you believe her?
Of course I do. Her story is exactly what I want my readers to understand. We live in an intolerant and divided nation.
Do you think things will ever change, Mr. Darby?
I believe the situation can only improve. And now that women can vote, I'm convinced things will change.
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same.
Whitechapel is the crucible of
Why are there...
is a war
I served in France.
Sir, street.
Have you...
I've had to...
That science...
I confess.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I'm a doctor, Mr. Darby. I care about everything involving public health and this epidemic.
Are you sure you're not just concerned about the repercussions that a scandal involving a certain Nurse Crane from the Pembroke Hospital would bring?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
He has no relatives at all?
No. Except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
Goodbye.
some of us come to this.
Good evening, sir. I'm Doc.
Please be my guest. Or
Really?
I'm a poet, sir.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott.
The place is not beautiful per se, but
Do you not...
on the contrary, sir.
What can you tell...
Not much.
And have you ever tried to learn...
Maybe I prefer...
Perhaps you're...
One day, perhaps.
In what...
The struggle, but...
If you say so.
Such fun.
Vivid.
Oh, yes?
What are you...
Terrible use.
What are you talking...
Do you remember?
My mother loved poetry.
Most people fake.
May I ask...
Not a...
But are you...
Oh, I should.
If you...
Thank you.
Are you...
But this is...
I
don't...
If some...
Well, you, for a start.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love...
What can you tell me?
Darius Petrescu. Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
I'll leave you alone, sir. Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl. Tell me about... I know you understand what I'm saying. Very well. The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter. Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again? Go away.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though. If you want to talk to Dorothea,
We've not been formally introduced. May I ask?
I am Darius Petrescu.
So Dorothy's real name is not...
Like myself and many people in this area.
She seems important.
More than you.
Do you have...
Who knows?
This...
No.
Don't be embarrassed.
It's quite...
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius. Tell me more about it.
I know.
But Romania...
It is not a cut.
Goodbye, Mr. It's locked. What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Razvan Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Aspirin and salicin, you say? Why not some warm milk and a kiss on the cheek? Where are the quinine salts?
Tried buying, borrowing, even stealing. There's none to be found, Doctor.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy? Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see. I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor.
Cardiac massage, now.
Cardiac... What? Are you making this up as you go along? We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
I doubt you're here to test my bedside manners. To what do I owe this courtesy? I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
I've come to put an end to this insufferable blackmailing, Dorothy.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her, of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your defense?
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty. Nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
No. Your place is here. Jailing you would be an even greater crime. So, here is my proposition. I'll look the other way on your little enterprise. In exchange, you will resign from the Pembroke Hospital and provide me with medical supplies when the need arises.
Dr. Reed! That sounds like a business proposition. My accomplice, then?
No, just a privileged client. My research may require the occasional rare piece of equipment or ingredient. I'll pay good coin in exchange, fair and honest, to help finance your noble endeavors.
We have ourselves a deal, Doctor. Good customers are always welcome.
Yes, Nurse Crane. We have a deal.
This one stinks already. What is that? This one! Fuck it!
Hello, Mr. Petrescu.
Hello, Doctor.